was a Thursday in early February, the kind that makes you want to curl up in a ball and cry. It was a Thursday in early February, the kind of New York morning where the light looks soft but the air feels heavy. Studio 1A hummed as usual, coffee mugs warm, audience settling in, producers counting down. Yet something felt unscripted beneath the polish. When Jenna Hager leaned forward during the fourth hour of Today, viewers sensed a shift. Her tone wasn't playful or polished. It was grounded, deliberate. She spoke not as a host chasing headlines, but as a woman acknowledging a season of vulnerability shared with someone she deeply loved. There was no spectacle, no shock reveal, just a truth offered gently. In that moment, television felt less like performance and more like conversation. It reminded viewers that even familiar faces carry private histories, and sometimes the bravest thing isn't saying everything, but saying just enough. Jenna Hager at 44. At 44, Jenna Hager stands in a season marked less by proving herself and more by understanding herself. Long past the expectations attached to her last name, she has carved a voice that feels personal, warm, and unguarded. Her laughter still fills a room, but it's softened by experience. Years in media have taught her when to entertain and when to pause. Motherhood, health challenges, and creative growth have shaped her sense of purpose. Jenna has spoken openly about learning to trust her instincts and letting go of perfection. The fourth hour of Today became a space where she could bring her whole self, curious, reflective, occasionally messy. Viewers recognize that authenticity. It's not curated vulnerability, it's earned. At this stage, Jenna isn't chasing relevance, she's choosing meaning. And that choice allows moments of sincerity to surface naturally, even on live television, when she feels compelled to honor relationships that matter beyond the studio walls. Savannah Guthrie. Beyond the anchor desk. Savannah Guthrie is often described by her composure, but those closest to her know the strength beneath it comes from lived experience. Her career reflects discipline and clarity, yet her personal life reveals tenderness and faith woven quietly into daily routines. Savannah has never been one to center herself emotionally on air, preferring steadiness over spectacle. That steadiness, however, is not emotional distance. It is care. Over the years, she has spoken about resilience shaped by loss, belief anchored by faith, and purpose guided by responsibility. Colleagues describe her as deeply loyal, thoughtful, and protective of the people she loves. When life grows heavy, Savannah doesn't broadcast pain. She carries it with grace. This is why moments acknowledging her humanity resonate so deeply. Viewers aren't drawn to her because she is flawless, but because she reflects the possibility of integrity in demanding spaces. Her presence anchors more than a show. It anchors relationships. When two paths became one. Jenna and Savannah's bond did not form overnight. It grew gradually, through shared green rooms, early call times, and conversations that extended beyond scripts. They arrived at Today from different worlds, yet found common ground in curiosity and compassion. Savannah's steadiness complemented Jenna's openness, creating a dynamic that felt balanced and genuine. Over time, their professional partnership evolved into friendship rooted in mutual respect. They supported one another through career transitions, personal milestones, and quiet struggles the audience never saw. What viewers witnessed on screen was chemistry, but what sustained it was trust. Their relationship wasn't about competition or hierarchy. It was about showing up. When Jenna spoke reflectively on air, it wasn't a revelation about Savannah, but a recognition of what they had weathered together. It underscored that meaningful friendships don't require constant explanation. Sometimes, they simply deserve acknowledgement. The power of speaking carefully. What made the moment resonate wasn't what was said, but how it was said. Jenna chose restraint over drama, intention over impulse. She didn't share secrets or speculate. She honored connection. In today's media environment, where overexposure often masquerades as honesty, her approach felt refreshing. She spoke about friendship as something layered, joyful, complicated, enduring. By doing so, she modeled a kind of emotional intelligence rarely rewarded in public spaces. Viewers weren't handed answers. They were invited into reflection. It reminded audiences that truth doesn't always arrive fully formed. Sometimes it appears as acknowledgement, as respect for boundaries, as choosing not to narrate someone else's pain. That choice matters. It protects relationships and preserves dignity. In that brief segment, Jenna demonstrated that authenticity isn't about revealing everything, but about being sincere with what you do reveal. That distinction is subtle, but powerful. Media, friendship, and responsibility. Public platforms come with responsibility, especially when personal relationships intersect with professional visibility. Jenna and Savannah both understand that line. They have spent years navigating public interest while guarding private lives. This balance requires discernment, knowing when to speak and when to hold space quietly. Jenna's words reflected an awareness of that responsibility. She didn't frame herself as a narrator of someone else's story, but as a participant in a shared journey. That humility resonated. Media often rewards bold claims, but this moment reminded viewers that respect can be compelling too. By centering friendship rather than speculation, Jenna redirected attention away from noise and toward connection. It was a reminder that not every story is owed full access. Some truths are relational, not consumable. And when shared thoughtfully, they can deepen understanding rather than dilute it. Growth that comes with time. Both women stand at points in life shaped by experience rather than ambition alone. Jenna's openness reflects growth earned through mistakes, learning, and self-reflection. Savannah's steadiness reflects wisdom shaped by endurance and faith. Their friendship mirrors that evolution. It's less about validation and more about alignment. They no longer need to define themselves against expectations. They move with intention. That maturity shows in how they support one another, publicly and privately. Jenna's reflection wasn't a pivot or reinvention. It was continuity. It demonstrated how growth allows space for empathy without explanation. At this stage, both women understand that strength isn't loud, it's consistent. And friendship, especially under public scrutiny, survives not through grand gestures, but through quiet loyalty sustained over time. Audience reaction and why it landed. The response to the segment was immediate, not because it shocked, but because it felt real. Viewers recognized themselves in the moment. Friendships that have endured change, seasons of silence followed by deeper understanding. Social media buzzed not with theories, but with gratitude. Many expressed appreciation for seeing women support one another without rivalry or sensationalism. The moment offered relief from constant commentary and reminded audiences why they trusted these voices in the first place. It wasn't a viral moment engineered for clicks. It was connection made visible. That distinction matters. In a culture often driven by reaction, this pause felt grounding. It invited reflection rather than division, and that is why it lingered. What this moment truly represented. At its core, this was not about revelation. It was about recognition. Jenna recognized the depth of a friendship shaped by time, trust, and shared humanity. Savannah was not spoken for, but honored. The segment illustrated how relationships evolve when nurtured with care. It showed that respect can coexist with vulnerability, and that public acknowledgement doesn't require exposure. For viewers, it offered reassurance that authenticity still has a place in media. For Jenna, it marked a season of clarity. For Savannah, it reflected the quiet strength she embodies daily. Together, it underscored a truth often overlooked. The most meaningful stories are not those that explain everything, but those that remind us we are not alone. A closing thought on truth and timing. Truth is not always about disclosure. Sometimes it's about timing, tone, and intention. What unfolded on that February morning was a reminder that honesty can be gentle. At 44, Jenna Bush Hager didn't deliver a headline. She delivered presence. And in doing so, she honored a friendship built not on spectacle, but on trust. Savannah Guthrie didn't need defending or defining. She was simply respected. That choice resonated because it reflected maturity, compassion, and care. In a world hungry for noise, this quiet moment stood out. It reminded viewers that the most enduring truths are lived, not announced. And sometimes the bravest thing to say is simply, "I see you."